Alrighty, so we are now heading into compound interest. With simple interest, the last section that we did, we had this situation where we were assuming that the interest we gained, we just put in our pocket. With compounded interest, the interest that you gain is staying in the account or staying with the loan and then accruing even more interest because the new principal amount is larger. All right, this reinvestment of interest is called compounding. So I'm going to walk through this kind of paragraph here. It's already all typed in for you, but just kind of discussing what is happening with compounding interest. All right, so let's say that we deposit $1,000 into a bank offering 3% interest compounded monthly. How will the money grow? Well, this 3% interest is an APR, right? Annual percentage rate. And because it's compounding monthly, that really means that it's happening the 12 times, all right? 3% divided into 12 different pieces, which is really a 0.25% per month. All right, so that it's a different rate if you're talking about it in that individualistic kind of way. So here we see the initial amount, we see our rate, and you can see that interest amount, $2.50. So at the end of that first month, we've gained $2.50 to have $1,002.50. All right, we're right here if you're trying to follow along. So this is the end of the first month. Well, now going into the second month, our P naught is no longer 1,000. Now it's 1,002.50. All right, so we do another P naught times R, and we now have $2.51. So we got $2.50 in the first month. Now we're getting $2.51. So you see that the interest amount upped just slightly from one month to the next, and it would continue to do so. Right? We get a little bit more interest with every month that passes, and all of a sudden we could potentially be making a lot more money, especially if it's a large initial amount, right? That interest can really start to accrue quickly. So here is our formula for compound interest, right? Here's where that P sub N is. In the last section was simple. I had A there, all right? Or you can do P sub N. We're going to be dealing with P sub N really for the rest of this entire module. So this is the future amount in years. That's just a little sub-index. It's not a multiplication. It's just a marker. That's the balance after N years. We have our initial. And then we have a big set of parentheses where we have one, the annual rate over the compounding, the number of times that you're compounding. So with a monthly compound, that's 12 times in a year. Quarterly is 4 times in a year. That's what we're seeing down here. Daily, 365. All right, annually, once a year. I didn't write this one, but let's go ahead and add it in. Weekly. There are 52 weeks in a year. So K would be 52 in that case. All right, and that's our formula for compound interest. We're going to utilize this in several examples, as well as doing that derivation situation where we might move variables around in order to have a different formula to use.